Roberto, Hands of Stone, Duran, your favorite boxer's favorite boxer. Now, in this video, I will be reviewing and telling you all about his autobiography, I Am Duran. The way this works, I'm going to start by giving the book a rating. This is based on my personal 5-glove rating system. Similar to a 5-star rating system you may see used for hotels or movies. There's 5 different gradings, 5 being the best and 1 being the worst. I'm then going to go on to tell you how I came to that conclusion, what I liked about the book, maybe what I didn't like so much about it. Just a heads up also, I'm the kind of person who passionately hates spoilers, so I aim to review in a way where there are no giveaways and no spoilers at all. Just so if you do decide to read the book, you can enjoy it as much as I did the first time that I read it. Now, before I give you the rating, thank you for viewing the Armchair Verdict today. If you could take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. So, I Am Duran. How did I see this one? I gave it the coveted 5 gloves. Now, for me to give a book 5 gloves, it has to be exceptional. This book is exceptional. There's a few reasons that made me feel that way. The first of those reasons is the writing style and the way that the book was written. The perception of Roberto Duran has always been that of a very ferocious, tough, terrifying man, inside and outside of the ring. Bad mama jammer. In this book, you get all of that bad mama jammer energy. There's 2 quotes that are written on the back cover of the book, which I'm going to read to you now to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. The first one is from Duran himself. Here's what he had to say. I was a world champion at 21, a champion again at 37. I fought into 5 decades from 1968 to 2001. People rate me as the greatest lightweight of all time. And why not? I think I am. There is only one legend, as I've often said, and that's me. So as you can see there, there's a guy that's not short on confidence at all. And that same energy is present throughout the book from start to finish. And it makes it a wild ride. Now, the second quote is from The Guardian. Here's what they had to say about Roberto Duran. He was a beast, an animal, a rampaging monster, a man whose only thought was to hunt down and destroy his opponent. He was death on legs, the 5th horseman of the apocalypse, terror given form. So yeah, that was The Guardian's perception of Roberto Duran. I don't think I really need to add to that. It says what needs to be said. Yeah, the way this book was written, it felt like Roberto Duran was in the room with me, telling me the stories. Like, in my head, I'm reading it in Roberto Duran's voice. And that really helped me just lock in and get lost in the story. And once I picked the book up, I didn't want to put the thing down. So the writing style, amazing, 5 gloves. Now, the second thing that made me give the 5-glove rating was the story. You often hear the phrases, rags to riches, started from the bottom. This book, this story is all the above. I mean, reading the early chapters of where Duran came from, it's just fascinating. This guy literally came from the slums and started with nothing. So to read how he literally fought his way out of poverty in Panama to world champion boxer, success story, icon, is just fascinating and mind-blowing. It's insane. Like, the guy went from having nothing to being friends with Robert De Niro and starring in a Rocky film. He even got invited to spend time with Fidel Castro. Like, if this was a fictional Hollywood script, it would be box office stuff. It's just an insane story. So I guess it's not really a surprise that Duran's life has actually been made into a movie, which is also called Hands of Stone, and stars R&B star Usher as Sugar Ray Leonard. It's a pretty good film. If you haven't seen it, it's worth a watch. Check it out. Now, the third thing that made me give the 5-glove rating was the access. What I mean by access is, in present day, boxers, celebrities, sports stars, pop stars, people of high profile are a lot more accessible. You have the internet, YouTube, social media. You can interact with your favorite stars on Twitter or Instagram Live. Back when Duran was at the peak of his powers, you didn't have that kind of access. And he was involved in some of the biggest fights in boxing history. You know, his battles with the other three of the four kings, the infamous no mass incident with Sugar Ray Leonard. In this book, you get to hear straight from the horse's mouth what was going through Duran's head in some of those huge moments and his opinions at the time, and even in present day, looking back, how he feels about it all. There's nowhere else you're going to get that access from. And that's what makes this book priceless to me. Like the no mass incident, hearing him talk about that was a big thing for me. I always had my own perception of what I thought about that, whether he quit or not. Reading the book and hearing him talk about it from his perspective did kind of alter my opinion and make me look at it a little bit differently. And that was a big thing for me. So the access is a huge part of making this book so great. And just other bits as well. Like, I mean, he talks about what was going on at the time politically in Panama. And his success made him like a beacon of hope and a symbol, a figure that gave the people of Panama a huge amount of pride. Sort of like with Alexander Usyk in present day with the people of Ukraine. And it was just interesting to hear about all of that and get that access and hear it from the man himself. So the access played a huge part in making this book great. So, I mean, yeah, I Am Duran. Crazy writing style, amazing story, and access you're not going to get anywhere else. That's what makes it a five glove book for me. Now, if you have a personal favorite Roberto Duran memory, I'd like to hear about it. Drop it in the comment section. If you've read the book, tell me what you thought about it. Do you agree that it should get the five glove rating, or do you think maybe not? If there's another book that you would like to see me give the five glove treatment to, drop a comment and I'll get onto it. But until the next one, enjoy and I'll see you there. Peace.